Let us start with number 316 and then followed by 258.
Is this an auction?
Paul, Mark Williams here in the back to your left a little bit.
There you are.
All right.
Yeah.
From Below the Line and British cinematographer. So we talked a little bit at Independent Spirits about timelines and multiverses, and you talked about trying to keep all of that in order and reaching out for some help to do that. Can you expand on that tonight, how you captured all this journey and wrangled it into making sense for us as an audience, as an editor?
Yeah, I mean, I use the crutch that is Michelle, really, and her ability to translate this insane script into emotion, into an emotional journey. So at any point, I just would focus on her. And, you know, I also had Dan and Daniel by my side, and they, you know, they've been working on this film for 5-6 years, so they knew exactly what they wanted, and they were also just really excited to be surprised and really excited to explore it in a new way in the edit. And so that was a really wonderful experience.
Well, all right, we have 258 followed by 272.
Hi there, John Boone from A-Frame. You said on stage this is your second film. How do you feel like this process and this experience has changed you as an editor as you head into whatever comes next?
I hope it doesn't change me too much. I feel like I have a pretty healthy blend of like insecurity and confidence and like need to prove myself and also disregard for what other people think. And if they get out of whack, then I'm screwed. And so this is a really bad thing for me. And I need to be brought back down to earth because the insecurity is such a kind of honestly important part of the way I work, which is like the fear of failing my friends, my directors, the actors. I felt an enormous responsibility to Michelle and Key especially because they had been, you know, kind of treated so wrong by all of us for so long. And I was so grateful to be given the responsibility of helping tell a part of their story. And so that's what I meant on stage when I said I hope I did right by you both and by the whole cast, because I felt, you know, they did an incredible thing by sticking it out and by not giving up. And I'm just really honored and humbled to have been able to be a part of that.
Okay, we have 272, followed by a question from our virtual press room.
Karen
hey.
Hey,
How you doing?
How are you?
Good.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yesterday at IAVA, you talked about how your journey with the Daniels started at a roller rink. Mm-hmm. So with that context, would you talk about just, you know, reflect on your journey with them and, you know, culminating with tonight?
Yeah, they're my friends first, before everything, and I care really deeply about them. And you know, no matter what happens, this movie really felt like an excuse to just spend time with people that I cared about. And Dan and Daniel are two people that I care really deeply about, and they also they allowed us to make this film in a really humane way. You know, reasonable hours, time with our family. No yelling, no screaming, no, you know, fights. It was all just let's love each other and let's make a great film to help the world. And I've been trying to take that forward with me to every project I do. You know, there's a problem in our industry that the more you kill yourself for a movie, the braver you are, and that's bullshit. You know, we can make films, and and everyone's job. We can do our jobs, and we can live our lives. And the more fully we are able to live our lives and the more humanely we treat ourselves and the people around us, the better we can do our jobs. And they were really, that starts at the top with them. So yeah, I really value that in them. Thank you.
Oops, sorry. Friendly reminder to refrain from broadcasting or taking telephone calls while we're in the middle of interviews. And now for the virtual press room, we will be taking a question from the Wrap.
Hello, Paul. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
It's Joe McGovern from the Wrap. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So it's incredibly rare for a comedy to win this category. I think the last one was Who Framed Roger Rabbit 35 years ago. Maybe I can get a fact check on that. But
No,
if
it's all right.
that, I think it's true. And can you talk about maybe some pride you might feel about that piece of trivia, but also how important it is as an editor to make sure that all of the comedic beats, I mean, it's more than just a comedy, obviously, but the absurdism, how important it is for you in your job to make sure that all that stuff lands right.
Yeah, I think, I kind of cut my teeth at Absolutely Productions, which is Tim and Eric's company, working on the Eric Andre show. And the editors there are to me, geniuses of comedy. And Luke Lynch was a really influential editor to me who taught me everything I know about editing comedy. And the key with this film, I think, is that what Dan and Daniel are really good at is taking something silly and treating it very seriously. And that tends to lend itself to the comedy. I never thought of this as a comedy. They never pitched it to me as a comedy. They pitched it to me as a story about a mother and a daughter and a family. And so we treated it as seriously as that. And the humor, flows out of it the way that it does in life, in some of the darkest times in our lives. We find these moments to laugh with each other, especially when we're with family, because we know that there's a deeper connection there, and that even if things are tough, that sometimes the humor is what brings us together. So that's how we tried to treat it, just as seriously as we could. I don't know any, about the history of the Oscars. I think it's, as far as in terms of, the last comedy to win, but in my mind, this isn't a comedy, it's a family, it's just a story of a family.
Okay, next up we have 385 right here in the center of the room, followed by
Hello.
338.
Hey, Paul, it's
Hey.
Jasmine.
Yeah,
Morales.
hey again.
Congratulations
Thank
on the
you.
win.
Thank you.
You said being nominated was very strange a while ago. Like, how does it feel to win tonight? And talk a little bit about the alternate ending that could have been, because the original cut was 2 hours, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's less of an alternate ending, and there was a scene towards the end where they all, everyone comes together and sings Barbie Girl, which I'm kind of wondering if we'll all do tonight. Because we all used our extra tickets to bring as many crew members as we could. So I think there's like 60 crew members here, which is why everyone's applauds so big, whenever the movie comes up. But yeah, it's wonderful. It's incredible to win. And one of the things that I wish I had mentioned on stage was that one of the honors of this experience, and one of the great things that the Academy does, and ACE and the Guild, is they bring all the editors together. So getting to spend time with the other nominees was a real honor, because they are so incredibly talented. So yeah, it was wonderful. Cool.
Okay, next we have 336. Sorry, 338.
Hi. That's you, yeah.
Hello, congratulations
Thank you.
on the Oscar, and obviously Everything Ever All at Once made enormous history tonight, won so many awards, such a great film. And my name is Nicolette Morales, I forgot to say that. It's Long Night, Culture Focus magazine. But what do you think is, from your perspective, the magic behind the film that made it such an important film with so many important themes like representation, diversity, immigration, and so forth? I mean, there's a lot if we dive into the film, but specifically, what is the magic?
What is the magic? It's a great question, because as we were cutting it, and I think even as they were writing it, shooting it, they knew that there was some magic there, but it was hard to figure out what exactly it was. There's so much in this film. But in general, I think it's just people telling a good story. It's as simple as that. I think people, we see a lot of movies that tell stories about certain types of people, right? And they tend to focus on kind of the story of the man, the story of the white man, and having this beautiful story of an immigrant family was amazing. And I think it's just for, like James Hong was describing in his speech, it's long overdue. And this kind of thing, unfortunately, does happen to guys like me a lot, too much, most of the time. And so I think that what Dan and Daniel are really conscious of is paying attention to who are we mentoring, who are we hiring, what kind of stories are we lending our time and our energy to tell, and that's I don't know if that's if there's one thing that is the magic to this film, but that's part of it. I think it's a combination of good people making good films with other good people and telling good stories. So yeah. And a great cast. Yeah, Michelle and Key were incredible. Stephanie Hsu was just insane. And Jamie and James and everybody. Tally, who plays Becky, who, by the way, her name in the movie is Becky Sragor, which is Rogers backwards. She's named after my wife, Becky Rogers. So I made sure to give her a lot of screen time.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your win.